look, I'd like to welcome everybody to the third instalment of the AI Challenge here at Queensland AI Labs. I've got great pleasure in joining me here is Aaron and later his colleague Michael for the Container Exchange Challenge. So just to recap what the Queensland AI Labs is all about, what we do is we bring together AI enthusiasts in the community, so in the Queensland community. We bring businesses to the table, we have mentors and entrepreneurs all coming together in a completely sustainable, self-supporting, not-for-profit way to allow enthusiasts to solve real complex business problems using emerging technology. As I said, this is the third challenge, and the idea is that we give you enough information today for you to go away, give some thought to the challenge that's been put out to you, form teams or do it yourself, and submit an idea or even a cultivated project. And the guys here at Container Exchange will assess that and take it forward if they think that's the way to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to step through a bunch of questions for both Aaron and later for Michael to give you as much information as possible. So welcome.
Thank you, Jason. Great to be here.
Terrific. So I guess maybe to begin with, a little quick intro about what Container Exchange is.
Yeah, sure. So we're the not-for-profit entity established to run the container refund scheme here in Queensland. That's the ability to go and get a 10-cent refund for your water bottle or empty Coke can or whatever it may be. We've got about 312 or so sites at the moment around the state. We've employed or created over 700 full-time jobs around the state as well, jobs that weren't there before, and we've returned about 400 million now back to customers and community groups, charities, etc. in 10-cent refunds. So we're having a great impact so far, and there's more to come.
Okay, so I think what's really exciting about this challenge is that it's a wonderful collision between the environment and emerging technology. So it's a way, something quite simple: drink something, put a can in, get 10 cents. How can we use emerging tech to actually make that more efficient, more effective for the betterment of not only the environment, but users and people who actually deliver on the service. So I thought what we could start off with is what actually excites you about putting your challenge out to the community.
Yeah, so one great thing, so we've got a huge array of really talented, really passionate, driven people at Container Exchange, and it's very much the local community driven. It's very similar to the Queensland AI Lab. So we think we can get a great range of diverse opinions, diverse views, different approaches to the same problem here, and that's where the real special sauce is, right? Diversity of thought. So we're pretty excited about that. We also think that working with the local talent is almost an obligation for us here in Queensland at Container Exchange. So we're a state operation, and wherever we can partner with local entities, Black Book AI is one. Then we're really proud of that, and we want to keep doing that wherever we can.
Excellent. So I think we all know, we think we know what happens to a container, but could you give us a bit of a run through about the life cycle? Because I think that'll help inform people that want to get involved in this challenge, some of the intricacies of actually what is going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, so there's two primary channels to the container refund scheme. The first one is the Container Refund Point Network, which is that 310 odd sites we have operating at the moment. So when you take your container into one of those sites, you can get a 10-cent refund. It's then consolidated and picked up by a logistics operator, and they would then take that to a consolidation point. From there, we would compact or consolidate in some way, shape or form, depending on the material, and sell that material to an approved recycler. We also, in some instances, ship directly from the collection point to the recycler. The second channel is the yellow top bin or your curbside recycling. That also contributes to the scheme. And in that instance, we have very large recycling companies such as Vizzy and those sorts of players collecting at curbside and large corporate towers, etc. Take those to a big facility, and then that 10-cent refund is effectively shared with those entities and the local council.
And that's all coordinated through Container Exchange.
Correct. That's all part of the container refund scheme that we administer.
Outstanding. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw to the video. So the video talks about what the actual challenge is. Now there is an optional extra challenge that if you want to get involved, you don't have to. Really what we're trying to do is solve problem number one, But if you think you've got some great ideas and some thoughts around how you can bring technology to solve problem number 2, please go right ahead, fill your boots. But we'll play the video now, and then when we come back, we're going to drill down into a little bit further into the actual problem and where we think we want this to go. Okay, thanks. So everybody should now be fully aware of what the challenge is, and already have their little cogs turning in their heads to work out how to deliver a great outcome for containers exchange. So we're now joined by Michael, who's going to take forward the last few questions, and I think a really good one is that if the guys can sort of and girls can understand what are the current methods of data collection. So what are you currently collecting internally, and how do you go about doing that?
No, so we collect, we've got over like 40 million rows of POS transaction data in our system at the moment. So, it's quite a big data set that we have, and we try to, analyze our behaviours of our customers on that. We've had some challenges with, a lot of our customers don't like to use their scheme ID for some reason. So, 85% of our transactions are actually cash-based. So we don't know who they are. So, part of the challenges that we're doing today is to actually try and identify patterns associated with those customers. So, we're trying to do that. As a proxy method to that, we've used external data sources such as ABS data to look at, socioeconomic indexes for areas and population data just to see where people are actually returning containers.
So 85% is cash.
Correct.
Wow, it's a bit.
It's a high margin. Yeah,
it is. Yeah. Okay. So the prize there is pretty big. If we can start drilling in and understanding that segment.
Absolutely. We need to know what these customers are so we can reach out to them and try and improve the system for this.
Outstanding. So in terms of some of the advantages that you see coming from external data and external sources,
we know that people move around the state for holidays and big events and long weekends. We need to know where those people are at any point so we can put a refund point right in front of them, right where we can actually collect the data.
Outstanding.
Yep.
Okay, so really it's about trying to find some of those data overlays that can give you the best possible outcome in terms of improving efficiency and effectiveness of the service.
Absolutely. Like we've got limited data with what we do at the moment. We've done a bit of machine learning to see what our known customer database is, but it's only limited because we only capture a certain amount at the point of sale. So overlaying these massive data sets out there that provide complementary data for us that we give us greater insight into the actual customer behaviour.
So in terms of the teams that are considering entering an opportunity here, what's the sort of information that Container Exchange is able to expose to them that they can work from?
Yeah, like I said, we've got a database of 40 million records. But what we've got some sample data out there that we can give to you to to do your development on. We can provide that in CSV format or any other format as you require. And then once we've got the finalists narrowed down, we can actually release you on our whole data set.
Oh, terrific.
Of that 40 million records, and we can actually get some great insight.
Beautiful. Look, so I think that's probably enough. We're going to wrap it up soon. I just want to remind people of the last challenge. So if you are thinking of going into this, just be aware that the challenge that we did with WorkPack, amazing success. We had multiple ideas progressed by the company. I think it even spun up a small startup, and I think some people got employed by WorkPack. So look, the opportunity here is not just to solve a great problem and apply your mind to something really cool, and as I said, really good for the environment. But look, it could also kick off a potential future career path for you guys in the data science space. So get online to Queensland AI Labs, register your team, fill in all the information, keep an eye on the message board because there'll be constant questions coming up, and Aaron and Michael will be answering those questions to better refine your ideas, and go hard. Thank you very much.